Hello, and welcome to Christmas Story Time. The most jolliest Christmassy Christmas thing you'll ever see in your life. It's a big claim, but it's true. I found a bunch of really random stories on this one website that are all kind of goofy and silly, and we're going to read a couple of them. And then we'll round it off with a classic that I could find. Yarn of the Seat in Stand. Freddie and John were fortunate enough to have a season ticket to watch Chelsea. They could not help noticing that there was always a spare seat next to them, which was B14, and they had a friend who would love to buy a season ticket, especially if all three could have seats together. One halftime, Freddie went to the ticket office and asked if they could buy the season ticket for B14. The officials said that unfortunately the ticket had been sold. Nevertheless, week after week, the seat was still empty. Then on Boxing Day, much to Freddie and Eddie's amazement, the seat was taken for the first time that season. John could not resist asking the newcomer, "Where have you been all season?" "Don't ask," he said. "The wife bought the season ticket last summer and kept it for a surprise Christmas present." Mirror Image, The Christmas Fable. On Christmas Eve, Nathan thought it would be nice to buy his wife a little gift for the next day. Always short of money, he thought long and hard about what that present might be. Unable to decide, Nathan entered Debenhams, and in the cosmetics section, he asked the girl, "How about a little perfume?" She showed him a bottle costing about $75, $150 USD. "Too expensive," muttered Nathan. The young lady returned with a smaller bottle for $50. "Oh dear," Nathan groused. "Still far too much." Growing rather annoyed at Nathan's meanness, the salesgirl brought out a tiny bottle for $10 and offered it to him. Nathan became really agitated. "What I mean," he whined, "is I'd like to see something really cheap." So the salesgirl handed him a mirror. The Tale of the Traditional Christmas Pudding. Martha decided to move with the times and try the delights of microwave cooking, whereupon her devoted husband Archie went out and bought her a brand new, top-of-the-range, sharp microwave oven. Christmas approached, and Martha got out her Christmas pudding recipe and assembled the ingredients. She proceeded along traditional lines, and even got each member of the family to stir the mixture for luck. When Martha consulted the microwave's manual for cooking time, she could not believe that 10 minutes would be enough for the traditional Christmas pudding. Consequently, she decided to substitute her normal cooking time of 50 minutes. As Martha was in the lounge watching her favorite TV program, she did not see the pudding spitting in the microwave, nor did she hear the many explosions. When she finally extracted the pudding from the microwave, after nearly an hour of cooking on high, it smelt of burnt sugar and looked like a ball of tar. Naturally, the Christmas pudding was a disaster, so much so that Martha could not even prod it with a fork. In fact, the black ball stuck to the bottom of the bowl, and Archie had to get a screwdriver to prise it from its base. In a fit of pique, Martha threw the shriveled Christmas pudding to Togo, her St. Bernard puppy. After a few days she could see the funny side, and Togo loved his new indestructible toy, which amused him until next Christmas. And now the classic, The Night Before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wandering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, now Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all, as dry leaves that before like wild hurricanes fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I draw in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed in all fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys was flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes how they twinkled, his dimples how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up to the chimney he rose. He sprung to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Well, that's about all we have time for. We read some funny little stories and got to read a true holiday classic that everybody probably knows by heart by this point. So to all you out there, I say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. We'll see you again next time.